Hello, everybody. Welcome to Boss Rush Podcast. Black Lives Matter panel, uplifting through creativity. I'm your host, the delightful, the energetic Eddie V. And joining me is the powerful, intelligent, lovely, motivated person on earth that I know, that I love and adore. Please, everybody, lift your hands up and welcome ZombaeKillz. Yes!
I love you. Can you do that like when I die? Can you roll up? Can you roll up and just do that? Because there's going to be a couple haters and I need you to do that. Just anywhere. Welcome, guys. I know you guys are all new. Thank you guys for guesting on the show. I appreciate this. Cam, I've gotten to know you recently. Love your face. Carl, I'm just now getting to know you. Tiff, I've known you for years. I already love your face. Tiff and I both have lupus, and she does a lot of work for the cause, and it's really amazing. She's also just a freaking talented cosplayer and voice actor. If you don't know her work, y'all, please look her up. But I want to break this off. I want to go ahead and start into the happiness of the week. We've had some good things come out of this, right?
Yeah.
And I can say, everybody, we've had some good stuff come out of it. I want to say, like, what is something personally that you felt like has been a good moment for you throughout this, like, past couple weeks of crazy? I want to start out with, let's go from Cam, Carl, and then Tiff.
Yeah, this, it's been bittersweet. It's, I got to go on Inside Gaming this week and co-host an episode there, which was awesome. If for people that don't know, that's like where Alana Pierce does like her news stuff now. She used to be at IGN, so I got to work with her, which is like insane to me. And then I also there are talks now that I might go on IGN Beyond, the IGN PlayStation podcast, which is like a literally the dream. So for me, so I don't know. I'm really thankful, but it's also unfortunate that it took such a tragic event for these type of opportunities to come for us. So, yeah.
Carl.
Cam, I listened to Podcast Beyond quite a bit. I'm looking forward to that episode. My positive from the last couple of weeks, I would say also similarly to Cam, due to this tragedy, many people have started to recognize and try to correct themselves in their biases and trying to hear from perspectives of people who may not look like them. So recently, my channel has been getting more notoriety and just talking to various people from the game industry about how to become a games wiki editor and things like that. So it's just a bunch of positives, small things, but moving towards becoming a regular in the game industry is it puts a smile on my face,
Oh.
Tip.
Yeah, it's only I've been in the business for voice acting for 3 years, and I've been acting for almost 2 decades. And it did take a tragedy, unfortunately, to finally get seen for my talents and things like that. There have been so many studios and companies saying that we would like to see if there's any more, Black voice actors or people of color, and it's really unfortunate how much we're overlooked in the business. But with this tragedy, unfortunately, it's crazy. I'm finally getting recognition. I've gotten work, and I am very honored to get work from these companies. But why did I have to get work this way? It's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm. It's like, real bittersweet.
It's really bittersweet. Yeah. I'm like, I'm happy I got work, but on the other hand, it's like, and it's one of those things where it shouldn't have to take this for us to be seen, because there are some very talented people out there. but we don't get seen for the color of our skin, or we get typecast, which is pretty awful. So that's what it is. I'm actually getting recognized, but I just don't. There's something in the back of my mind saying this is not right.
Let me tell you my thought on this, because I had a whole discussion about it yesterday, and I feel like it was really poignant for anybody who's struggling with this. Mm-hmm. It's horrible that this kind of change has been precipitated by such a tragic and awful event, and then the series of events that are surrounding it. But we have a moment. Mm-hmm. And what a fleeting moment it probably will be because of social media and how everybody seems to be so on to the next. It's lasting longer than I thought it would. I'll say that much. And I'm glad. But when we have these moments as people of color, we have to take these moments and run, like grab the ball and run as far as you can with the ball. Like, take that ball and run. They may be reaching out to you because you're black, but by the end of it, they're going to be your biggest fan. Mm-hmm. All you need is your foot in the door, anywhere. That's all anyone needs in any business, white, black, whatever. Is they just need their shining, their elevator speech, as my dad calls it, because my dad's a life coach. He calls it the elevator speech. Give them your elevator speech, y'all, and run that ball as far as you can, because where you drop it is where the next moment they're going to pick that ball up from the next time. So for me, I'm running with that ball as far as I can run with the ball, and I'm going to embrace every minute of it, because if anything comes from people's death and from this kind of tragedy, I'm going to make it damn good and make it worth it. I'm going to make it, I'm going to grab as much money for charity as I can. Yeah. I'm going to milk it and grab what I can for charity, because ain't nobody going to care about people in prison in a couple of weeks again. And I want to, and that's important to me year round. So try to, while you're doing this, because I know it can feel like, they're only reaching out to me because we're black. I'll say this. A company reached out to me yesterday. I was super pumped about it. But they did not know anything about me at all. They knew nothing about me. And when they were talking to me, it was clear they know nothing about my content at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know how that feels.
They don't even know. They don't even know like the gender of my co-streamer who is BattleBug. Like they don't know anything, right? And they know nothing about me. But I took that fucking ball and I ran with it. Best believe, if you're going to go ahead and be like, I'm checking a box because she was a streamer to watch on GameSpot, well then, that's fine. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to run too. So like, you need to know when these people are coming at you with this stuff, don't let that other stuff cloud it up. Just keep your eye on your goalpost and where your morals are and just keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want y'all to know that there should be no survivor's guilt associated with us actually getting our dues. Tiff, you work hard as hell. I see you take some of the coolest games. None of your roles are typical. Everything that I see you post is cool as hell. You should be damn proud of that. And if somebody's just looking at you because you're brown, they done messed up, but they fitting to get a lot more from it. So don't let that cloud your heart.
Yeah. That's... It's one
ahead,
of those.
Disney.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead. Speak.
It is. I really know how you feel about the whole. They didn't know who I was, and they were just like, I had one company hit me up, and they were like, yeah, blah blah blah, and I literally have it in my bio what my strengths are, because I specify in deep voices, even though I don't have a natural deep voice, I can go super low, and they were like, can you do a kawaii like anime voice? I'm like, no, I can. Don't get me wrong, but it's not something I specialize in, and that's my strength. And as a person like who I'm trying to tell you, like, hey, these are my strengths. You should put me in more of these roles. If you make me the villain, that's fine. I can do monster voices as well, but don't. You didn't listen to my demo at all. Yes, there's like one high-pitched voice, but if you listen to my demo, they're all either mostly mid or low. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he even asked me, can I do an anime voice? He didn't listen to my demo. So I'm like, it's frustrating, but that's the double-edged sword of it. So you gotta take it or leave it. So it was just, yeah.
I know for me, positive, like, some of the positives that I've been receiving, or is kind of like being able to talk to various people and educate and really hear out from different races what they think of what's going on. Because I can tell you, in my circle of friends, in my bubble, there is anger, there is frustration, and it kind of shows you who are allies and who are just like thinking of themselves at times. Yep. I got outright front tell you, Corey and Jesse are straight allies. Jesse has been on the front lines in his city with people protesting. He has pictures of it. Me and Corey have been talking, and Corey just, not to put you out, Corey and Jesse is here, everybody, producers, so thank you guys. We've been talking about the frustration and the hardship, and him as a white male, he doesn't understand what black people go through on a daily basis, definitely in different cities, because what's going on in Mississippi is different what's going on in Chicago, what's going on in North Chicago, what's going on in Canada, wherever you're from, wherever like black people are associated and they have to deal with the law and stuff is very different. For some white people, dealing with the law is a straight line across the board in every city. So educating and talking about that has been like a really positive thing for me and everything. And definitely with our content, and that's why I call it uplifting through our creativity, is because we all individually are creating content for people to watch, not just digest, but to have fun with us, to laugh, to crack up, whether it's Animal Crossing, Call of Duty, Scale Attack, learning about police knots, or just various things, and seeing us being able to have a unity through our creativity. Why we podcast sometimes within our own culture or with other cultures, our creativity showcase that this is what unity looks like. And unity is very powerful when it's positive. So I kind of want to ask you guys, like what has your content have been doing for positivity? Like, you put your content out there, someone sees it and they like your vibe. How has it been for you in a sense? Carl, would you like to go first?
Carl.
Can you restate that at the end a little bit?
Yeah, I was about to say I'm having issues kind of understanding what you're asking.
Meaning that your content that you put out, how has the positivity affect like your viewers or anything? How or just people, have you got new subscribers and they like your content? Not because that you not just it's a Black Lives Matter kind of thing, but they really see you that, oh, she or he is a great content maker, and I want to subscribe to them because I like their vibe. I don't
basically is the positivity coming through as content creators. Are you guys feeling the love being paid to you through your content? Are you seeing people come be supportive, be nice to y'all? Are you seeing the wave of positivity overall?
Yeah. So I can start this out. So like, since the Spawn on Me podcast that me and Zombie were on, like, I have gotten my follower count, which was like at 600 at the time, 600 something, has over doubled since then.
Mine was 500. It's doubled.
And I'm just like, stop. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, kind of like, stop. Like, and then, I got all these, and then like Inside Gaming, like, helped that a little bit as well. And I'm just, it's, and I got more people in my Twitch streams. I know that Zombies is the exact same way. Going to her streams a few nights this week. And I feel like in general, before this, the people that followed me because, they cared about what I had to say, or like found my, because I'm known for having like relatively unpopular opinions regarding video games.
Join the club.
Boy, yeah.
So
Zabi knows about me.
I definitely feel that people like how honest I am. Like, I don't give any fucks about it. Just like, I don't like this really beloved game, and I don't understand why, and like things like that. So I feel like with with these new followers and things like that, I feel like that some of them, like, I feel like at first, like, these people decide to, like, follow just because of that. But I also feel like to a certain degree, there has to be, like, I actually like what he has to say just for what he's saying, not just because I'm black. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it.
What about you, Carl? Because you're new to content creating. You know, you're getting into it. Like, have you seen it help others or anything? Or, like, have you seen anything positivity happen for you personally?
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that all of our Twitter followers are doubling. Mine went from 7 to 14, so that's what's up. And but
it's a journey on Twitter, bro. Just give it some
honestly
time.
is. I see. But no, through Twitter, I actually resented social media. I got on Facebook for a long time because of it. Instagram, same story. But I got back into Twitter when I started up my YouTube channel because I know it could, connect people, gamers specifically. But through Twitter this week, I was able to talk to both Zach Ryan and Miranda Sanchez of IGN. And that like, I wasn't on a podcast with them or anything, but I just felt, a spark in my heart. I'm doing the right thing. I'm going in the right direction because these people saw what I was doing already and can see the direction that I'm going, and they like where I am right now, So I'm excited for the future, and a lot of positives to share because of this week.
What about you, Tiffany? Have you have what you put out, like, maybe in the past that people are catching up, or just like something that you just did for fun that you put out, has it been positively, like, helping people and helping you?
Oh yeah, I have like I said, as people have been actually, my demo was at like 6,000. Now it's doubled for views. Nice. And so and I've also been, like, hearing other people come in saying, oh, you have such an awesome demo. I want to get into voice acting. Can you help me as a black person get into voice acting? And I tell them the websites they can go to, which places they can start, and things like that. And with my streaming, I'm a charity streamer, so I don't really personally benefit from anything. Mm-hmm. Everything that I make goes to my charities of choice. So, but I haven't streamed for a week, and I've been my alerts have been going off, scaring me half to death when I'm playing something by myself. And I'm just like, wow, this is crazy, because they actually go back and look up my name and stuff like that. It's been overwhelmingly positive. It's been overwhelmingly positive because now I can use that to help new and up and coming aspiring voice actors to get into the business more, so we can have more black voice actors in there and not be afraid to get our voices out there. And trust me, my DMs I had a AAA company getting my DMs. Lord, I had a AAA company getting my DMs, and I'm just like, yes, I will see you on Monday. We can talk. But overall, I'm
get that check.
Right? I'm like, yeah, no, but mainly I'm happy to help other people. That's just my blessing and curse to help other up and coming people, and that's been the greatest thing that I've been happy about with the platform.
Yeah, and I was talking to you, Zombie, like, before we started the show, like, one big major positive thing came out of this. Like, after you talked on Spawn on me, like, it was you, like, we talked, and I told Zombie, and I'm gonna let her, if you want to tell that, I'll let you reveal it. But I told her that I was crying in happiness at work. I had to take time for myself because something big happened. I'm not gonna
cry today. I'm not gonna cry. Y'all aren't gonna take me down that road. I'm not gonna let y'all take me down that road today. But I will say this: anybody who knows me knows that I spent time incarcerated, and it was a very wrongful conviction and wrongful situation. And I've known it. It's been 10 years since it happened, almost 8 years since it happened. And I didn't have the money at the time. I was a single mom at the time, and I was working 3 jobs, and it was really rough. And I couldn't afford a public, like an actual attorney. So I got a public defender who literally met me 5 days before I went into court, came in and said, sign a piece of paper saying you're guilty so you can, just go. She gave me no option. She didn't talk to me. She didn't ask me about my life. It was my first time ever being in trouble in my existence, not even a speeding ticket. So anyways, I got convicted. I got a 20-year prison sentence for a non-violent, non-drug related crime in Mississippi. I served 3 years of my life because I got 15 of it suspended, 5 to serve. I served 3 years for good, aka perfect behavior, because I was too traumatized. Anyways, lawyer reached out to me because of Spawn on Me, and said that they would help me expunge or retry and have it completely removed, my case. They pulled my files and were like, there's no way this conviction is going to stand if you have a good lawyer. So do you want to just do this? And I just fell apart crying. It's the most powerful thing that could happen to me. That felony conviction held me back from some things, but I never let it slow me down from my life, I guess. Mm-hmm. I made a whole new life and moved forward. I just found ways to move around it because I'm not the type of person that lets adversity stop me ever. And look at this great, beautiful life I have. I have no regrets. I have no regrets for the direction my life has took. I will not say that I let it take things from me, but what freedom to know that I was right and that this was wrong and that I can get that felony removed from my name. That's a very powerful thing. And so I'm really grateful for that. If nothing else came from that, that was freaking awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. What I want to ask you guys, using your creativity to speak mentally and physically to others, how has it been? Using your platform to really talk to people, because everybody's mental state is just everywhere right now, and some people are hurting from this mental state. But have your positivity really spoken to them, really got them out of the funk and everything? My friend in Washington, he was upset and he was frustrated, and I literally and I was just talking to him as a content creator, just be hey, you might want to listen to some chill hop, or you might want to check a video out, something that brings you some positive vibes, because so much frustration and anger is so pent up. Maybe somebody who is speaking that you might want to hear might calm you down, might make you think clearer, and might actually make you focus on what's important and everything. So have any of your guys' content been doing that recently, or even for you personally, if it's been helping you mentally? Zombie, you want to?
I'll start. I think that I've gotten a couple emails about people who saw Spawn on Me, and I've got a couple of really nice TMs. We'll not talk about the crappy ones, but I got some really nice ones that said how powerful they thought what I said was, and how much they agreed with me. I think Cam probably had the same thing. There's one that was a cop that reached out to me that was legit powerful. I kept my big dick energy, though. Y'all don't worry about it. I kept it, and I told him straight up, he needs to find a new job. I said, love this, love the sentiment, get a new job, and you'll be hitting on everything. But it's kind of cool to get that. It feels really cool to have had that chance to be a cam on such a powerful thing and have people just coming in being like, what you said really resonated with me. And watching people watch it live during that cesspool of crazy the other night was good and terrible, because I saw people being like, I never thought about it like that when I was talking, or saying things when Cam was talking about his opinion. People watching them live have reactions to it was really powerful for me. And a Twitch staff named Mary Kish showed it too. And then she came in my chat afterwards, and I watched her chat's reaction to what we were saying. And it's kind of empowering to see that people believe what we said, because we said some things that were raw. We were raw, I feel like. I mean, how do you feel, Cam, since doing Spawn on Me? Because, Spawn on Me was big for both of us, Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and, and I think the thing that makes it interesting is that, because of our different experiences, especially between me and you, I felt that, we didn't particularly agree on everything, but we also couldn't you know, we didn't like, no, you're stupid for thinking that. I was just like, no, you had a completely different life as a black woman. I had a completely different upbringing as a black man, like, you know, and so I thought it was interesting. Like, I thought I was glad that, you know, we had those differences. And yeah, I got messages in my DMs as well saying like, you know, thank you for speaking out and like things like that. And I, you know, I talked about how basically I went to high school where it was very, there were a lot of Mormons at my high school, and most of them, because I was in higher level educated classes, you know, I was the only smart black man specifically that was in those classes. So I was like a target, you know, automatically because of that. And because, you know, black people can't be smart, guys.
We can't. We can't.
Boy. Yeah.
Or it's called talking white.
Talking white.
Exactly.
I was about to say. I was like.
Exactly. So, so I actually had someone who's Mormon message me saying like, hey, like, I heard your experience like with Mormons, and you know, we're trying to get better and like things like that. Kind of comparable to I assume to what the cop said to you, Zombie. And I was just like, wow, this is really cool, because I have plenty of close friends still to this day that like I went to high school with that weren't like assholes, that are Mormon and are my friends, you know. So that one was like probably the one that I was just like, wow, like I was really surprised to expect like to receive that message at that time.
Yeah, what about you, Tiffany? Like in Canada, how has the mental state and physical state with people who see you and stuff, has there been like a change or anything? Has it been helpful or anything?
I'm glad you redid the question, because I keep disconnecting from Skype.
Skype hates Tiff today.
I don't know what I did with Skype. Maybe because I don't use it. It's just like, you know what? This is the punishment for not using us. But I'm born and raised. I was born and raised in the States. I moved to Canada because my husband's Canadian. So the current state of events here is kind of really mixed. There are a lot of people that understand it, and there are protests here. They're very, very peaceful protests, which is shocking because sometimes it gets wild in Canada, especially about hockey. So it's been kind of like it's been strange, honestly. I have friends, I have allies saying, hey, Tiff, how you doing today? And I'm like, I'm doing okay. How's your mental health? I'm like, my mental health's okay. They're like, we know what's going on. I'm like, I know what's going on too.
It's weird though, right? Can I just say it's a little weird?
It's weird. But then I just posted about this on Twitter. I'm not going to say which family members, but my husband's family members have finally showed their true colors. And they don't, when I'm trying to talk to them and educate them about what's going on in the States, because I was a poor girl from the ghetto, Bradbury Heights, Maryland, they don't get it. They're like,
why did I not know you were from Maryland?
Huh?
Why did I not know you were from Maryland?
I'm from Bradbury Heights, Capitol Heights, y'all.
I'm from Rockville, Maryland.
You're from Rockville.
That's why y'all get along so well.
And then I grew up in DC. Like I moved to DC, but like I went to high school in Rockville. Okay, anyways, go back.
Born in Washington, D.C., raised in Maryland.
This is what we call chop it up, y'all.
But it's one of those experiences where it's like I'm having to tell people like what's going on, and they're like, well, I got this one, and this one made me laugh. Well, it's like, well, black people don't have it as bad as they used to. And I'm like, you do know when they had, the whole segregation thing, they still kept us in poor areas, right? And from there,
redlining.
Yeah, I was like, and because of more poor areas, there's more crime, so they're gonna put more pressure on the police there, right? Just letting you know. And then when they do the next census, they're gonna be like, oh, nothing's changed. Let's put more pressure on the police. I had to I had to sit down and talk to my husband's probably soon to be ex-family members about this, and they just did not get it at all because they're Canadian and they don't have these kind of things. But we're not going to talk about that because Canada has a really bad.
Canada has a problem with a lot of Indigenous murder.
Yes, there's a lot of Indigenous issues here in Canada, and I have
brand new to me. I was
what?
Oh yeah.
Oh, bruh.
I
missing all the time. Nobody cares when they die.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But to play off what Tiff said, I want to say this. I haven't been able to celebrate one bit of the joy from Spawn on Me or anything that's happened with any of my family. Not one family member.
Why is that?
Because my family's all Caucasian. My dad was adopted by Caucasian people. And my dad's black, and my dad's cool.
You know what, Skype?
My white family, I live in Mississippi, where all my white family is my mom, who's very racist. I think I talked about it on the show with you, Cam. Yeah. My mom's super, super racist. Her husband's racist. I have half white siblings. They're all white, but they're my half siblings. But they're white, like with my mom and my stepdad, and they're all super racist. Like they're all Trump supporters. They're all like vehemently racist. So like I haven't been able to say like, hey, I'm doing really well, I'm finally getting like, you know, some traction. Like I haven't been able to do that with my family, and it kind of sucks, you know. Like so like I'm celebrating my victories with people that are my online family, my gamer friends, you know, like, and I've been celebrating with them, but I haven't got to have like one like family moment because all I'm seeing my family post is trash. Like it's bad. So my positive things have just been like keeping my head down, video game family, video game friends, and watching the spin from them and their joy. Like that's it. Like going in and finding all these new black content creators that I wasn't, you know, they're not made super visible, so I would have never have found them. You know, like seeing like me and Cam linking up. I love watching Cam play video games. I'm all about that life. Like I was like, Cam, we gotta play some Call of Duty. Like, let's fucking do it. Like, me and Cam may have had some differences of opinion, but I can see Cam's heart and Cam's vibe, and I'm like, that's where I want to be. And like, as a follower, because I'm a follower of his now, you know, that's where, you know, you have to look to the light as people following these people. I follow Tiff. When Tiff gets back on, like, you know, makes content. Now that I'm over on Twitch, I'm over on Twitch. Bye, Mixer. I'm sorry about it, but it's just bye. And I'm over on Twitch, and I'm just like living my best life. I'm like surrounded by this sea of blackness over here that's been really positive. Seeing the black community on Twitch for me and how embracing of everybody they are has been a whole different thing, because I came from Mixer where I was just hanging out in White Land, like, and my content I was doing really well, as you know, Ed. I was doing really well. I was about to be a partner on Mixer, and I just said, F it, I'm gonna start all the way over on Twitch, which is scary, you know, to lose like thousands of followers, but I have found a cocoon of blackness that's been bringing me joy over here. And I'm discovering new black content creators due to all the hype right now. So if there's anything good coming from it, I feel like I'm seeing so many people I would have never have seen that would have been pushed to the bottom of directories. And I'm loving it. Like, I don't know if y'all are finding the same thing on your feeds, but I'm like, ooh, you know, like, let me follow this guy. Let me follow this girl. And that's pretty cool to me.
Well, I wanted to. I know that Carl hasn't spoken yet, but I wanted to follow up kind of with having a white family during this situation, because I'm half white. My mom's white, and we're from. I was born in England. My mom's born and raised in England, and you know she immigrated over here. I live in the U.S. And you know my mom is like Black ally, she has changed her profile picture to me, Black Lives Matter around the circle. I'm just like, yes, go off. And then, you know, my British family, like, you know, obviously there's stuff going on over there as well with everything that's going on. But, and I definitely think that they understand and they're 100% like in support of everything that I do. Like I've had, like 2 of my cousins from England the past few days jump into my Twitch chat and like things like that. And it's cool that like even though they don't fully, I feel like that they don't fully understand the situation that's going on right now. Like specifically like for me being Black in America, like they're still really understanding and supportive. So shout out to my white family.
Shout out to Cam's family because they're crushing it. Shout out to them.
What about you, Carl? Like, has this creativity like helped you mentally and physically for your viewers and also for you?
Yeah, just echoing what I said earlier, allowing my voice to, kind of get a signal boost during this time. And I appreciate it's not necessarily a handout. It's more so just people finally, I guess, being more open with the things that they choose to consume.
Yeah. Now, I kind of want to address, because this is a big topic, the negativity from our creativity. People, we talked earlier, bro. Y'all know how I feel about it. I'm like, why would you even waste your time to, as a person, why would you waste your time to jump in somebody else's vibe, like good vibe, creativity, and discussion and stuff to be negative? Definitely our motto here at Boss Rush is be better, and let's play games and stuff. And the motto comes from not only let's be better at playing games, let's be better to one another. When we uplift each other, we make gaming better. We already, as a gaming community, we already get looked at something. So when you add racism and negative aspects to it, you make the community look worse. We already have to deal with that stuff online. Like we have to worry about being swatted. We got to worry about some white kid at 6-year-old calling us the N-word, even though that we may be the same color as that person. Or calling some adults some crazy things. Like we already have a negative stuff that we're still trying to fix. So going into another race, definitely into Black creative content, and to say some negative stuff, like how do you think we should handle it, or what? Like, Zombie, you definitely have deal with stuff and continue to deal with stuff. And
you know how I handle it. I roast the flames out of their souls. I think that being quiet about it, so many people, content creators who are like big streamers, have told me like, don't acknowledge them, don't da-da-da-da. But I think the thing is, it's been so long that we've been not acknowledging them, like not saying a word to them and just letting them like continue to spew their little racist crap, and just merely booting them out of the chat doesn't do it. Yeah. It doesn't do it. But when you shame their asses and you let them know that shit ain't acceptable, it's not gonna fucking fly in your chat. You're not gonna have that stuff. You're gonna report them. Like, I think it needs to be said, like, I'm not the fucking one while I'm streaming. I'm just not the one. Some people are. And I think that makes you more digestible. And I think that also comes with like diluting your Blackness a little bit to make it more digestible as a streamer, because you don't want to be seen as ghetto and you don't want to be seen as whatever. But yet I see clips of white girl streamers being really mean to people over subs, and people make them viral every day. So
Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be mean to you if you're mean to me. I'm not going to let you come whip on me in my own damn chat. I wouldn't let you bust up in my house and start yelling at me either. Yeah. There's nobody that's going to be like, they're going to come to my front door and be like, you this, and me be like, would you please leave? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, it feels personal to me because my stream is my house. It's my safe place. I guard it and I cultivate it with the people that I care about. My chat doesn't deserve to see it. They don't deserve to have their space invaded by someone who's perpetrating these type of thoughts. And I don't know. I just, how I handle it. I tell them to get the fuck out. I straight up say to them, when they come in with that shit yesterday, when they came in with the George Floyd is da-da-da-da-da and Black Lives Matter is a joke in the chat yesterday, I said, you can get all the way the fuck out of this chat. You're not welcome here. I want y'all to report this name. Everybody in the chat report them. Like, don't do it. and I don't know how y'all feel about handling it, but that's how I handle stuff. You know, how do y'all handle it? Like Tiff,
Carl,
you got a lot of people in there.
And Carl, like, you're new to this, and Cam, you know, right, kind of for Dualshockers, but I feel like that's very professional. Like, there's going to be 2 different levels. Like, because Carl, you probably seen it in school, do your job and stuff, how things go, dealing with negativity with other kids and everything. But as a streamer and getting into content, do you feel like you're ready for it and you can handle it due to the experience as a teacher? And Cam, like with you on Dualshockers and stuff, you probably get a lot of disagreements, and you may get angered viewers and listeners who might just go really off the handle. So, like, how do you two handle it? Carl, I want to start with you. Like, how would you deal with negativity?
Well, thankfully, I haven't had any haters come, spewing garbage on my channel or my streams or anything like that yet. But I mean, it's inevitable in this industry. Trolls exist, and I'm convinced that they just get, they feel like they earn experience points by tearing other people down or some shit. But I'm an amazing person at ignoring. And I felt like that was probably going to be my solution. But as I think about it more, as I see that bottling things up explodes eventually, I'm with Zombie, and I'm about to fry their ass if they come for me,
They need it. Trolls can't live in the light. They're like little germs. They need the sun to just blast them.
And what about you, Cam? Like, with you being with Dualshockers, like, have you seen how negativity affect like your content, or just even you, or even just Dualshockers together?
In different perspectives. With Dualshockers, like, it's kind of just a thing with journalists where you don't read the comments. You just ignore the comments. You don't care what they have to say. Like, you just write what you got to write. Unless it's something that, like, it's an editorial. Like, if it's an editorial piece where it's like an opinion piece, like, I'll check the comments normally, even though I still shouldn't, just because I'm just like, I'm curious as to what people say. Because like the last big editorial I wrote was like something regarding the Assassin's Creed games, and I'm a really big fan of that franchise, but it's not the franchise I fell in love with. It's not anymore. And I looked in the comments, and a lot of them, it was all positive. It was actually like, yo, this is like this. I agree with this. Like, I want Assassin's Creed to go back to its old ways and things like that. And I was like, wow, like that's I got a positive feedback about this primarily. But sometimes it's just like, no, this is stupid, yada yada yada. And normally with those, like, it's just ignore. When it comes to like Twitch and things like that, I haven't really gotten anything hateful through Twitch yet. But like in those situations, yeah, I'm kind of like on the opposite end of the spectrum. I just block them, ignore them, and move on. Because while I think that. Like, I think that Zombie and Carl's point of view is completely valid, and I see where they're coming from. I feel like that the outcome of just roasting them and getting them out of there is just going to add more fuel to their fire, while ignoring them makes them feel less... You're not acknowledging them. You're not acknowledging them for what they're doing. So they, like... And it puts me in that headspace where, like, I don't think about what that person is doing anymore. Like... Yeah. I feel like if I were to roast them and then kick them out, it would get to me. It would just continuously like.
Sometimes it does get to me. Sometimes they've gotten to me. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I'll just do what you say and just boot them. Yeah. Like if they're spewing a bunch of insanity, sometimes I'm just like, I don't got the energy for this today. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna block you. But it just really depends on my mood. Like. There's sometimes you just get fed. Like I had the one guy yesterday made like 5 different accounts. Like
what the fuck?
Right.
What the time?
Right. Like I Tiff, you understand? Like, why would you take the time to do all of that?
Had this. Tiff is a bigger girl on Twitch who streams. Like she's probably had this happen. They come in, they make 5 different accounts. You finna get roasted. I have to roast you. You leave me no choice. You've loaded the gun. Here it goes. But if I'm streaming and I'm playing Sims and I'm vibing and they come in with the hate, I will just ban them. Yeah. But if I'm sitting there and you really coming in and you made the time for me, I'm gonna make the time for you. So like what Cam says is totally valid. Like
I was telling Corey. I'm just like, sometimes you gotta feel like Jay-Z and brush the dirt off your shoulder. Because it's just like, I could stop what I'm doing, but I got a 25 hit combo and I'm trying to get an achievement. Go ahead and say what you need to say, do what you need to do. Because guess what? I'm gonna finish my combo. I'm gonna go to KFC or Harrow's, or I'm gonna get some chicken. I'm gonna come back and I'm going to continue to stream. And guess what you're going to do? Whether you hop on, make 15,000 accounts, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. Now, you could be on my kind of level and do the same thing and be vibing and having a good time. Or you could continue to go show your true colors and be on the lower level with the rats and stuff.
So, Tiff, how do you handle it? What's your policy?
It depends on my mood.
I love it. Yeah.
It depends on my mood. It's like I have people. Lord Jesus. Okay. let me try not to swear as much as I want to. I had a fuckwit in my DM saying I just did it. I had a person in my DM saying that oh, why are you getting so many opportunities because you're black? And I'm like, no, darling, I'm getting opportunities because I'm talented. My mother taught me something growing up. The worst way to piss someone off is to give them a piece of humble pie.
Kill them with kindness.
Yeah, kill them with kindness. And I do that a lot with like people that like come in and just try to come for me, and I'm just like, well, you know what? I wish you the best of luck. God bless you. Blah blah blah. I wish you the best. I hope you have a wonderful life. I hope you find happiness. If you need anything, if you need therapists, I know a few people that can help you. But it's like that once in a while where I pop off and I call them a candy corn cunt and tell them to get the fuck out of my DMs.
You said it.
Look, I see Carl.
That really shocked me because if y'all know Tiff, y'all know she don't talk like that. Like I've known her.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever.
It's quite a series of words.
You guys play gotcha games. It's like that one in like 100 chance that I will say something to somebody, and I'm like, I'm a humble person. It was just the way I was raised. My mom told me kindness hurts more than hate. So like, it was just. People are like, wow. It was just
feeling shocked. I'm shook.
I know for me, and thank you, Corey, for always having my back. Shout out to you, boss man, for having my back, because there's some things that I have said, and he on the back end has probably seen some crazy stuff come his way about what I said. And so thank you for having my back. Like I said, I kind of don't have to deal with negativity or anything because maybe it's because of the area that I come from, and maybe it's because of the community that my content is shared with and stuff. Is that we haven't dealt with negativity. I think the only time I've actually dealt with negativity with my creative content is saying that. And Corey, you probably already know where I'm about to go with this, so I love you, bro. I said that first-party games are not exclusive, and the only reason why I said that is because if a certain game appears on another system, whether it's within that platform, like if you put a game on PS2 and the show on PS3, it's not exclusive. It's a first-party game, but it's not exclusive. Well, exclusive means it's supposed to be on one system, okay? But I just said that the game that's on that one system not supposed to be on something else, and everybody hopped off, and I'm sitting here laughing my tail off and eating some little Debbie's straight being like, you took the time out as an older man to yell at me about what I personally think about what I call a game, and not you. You want to call it a game?
I mean, you're technically right.
Like, imagine getting so
on the
mad.
technical part of it, you are. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it to you. You're technically, you're right.
Yes,
Corey's
he is
turning
technically
purple.
right.
Yeah.
And I can understand. I can understand if because I feel like exclusive means that if Bayonetta 2 got made by Nintendo, let's say Bayonetta 2 didn't come to Switch, it was only on Wii U. That's an exclusive. Why? It didn't come from none of Nintendo's development system.
Didn't get ported.
It came exactly. Well, it came from some second party outsourced.
Mhm.
If they want to if Wind Waker HD was made by Tecmo Koei and it stayed on Wii U, that's an exclusive. Why? Because Koei Tecmo is not part of Nintendo.
Mhm.
Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC. Death Stranding going to PC.
Hell yeah.
I never played Death Stranding, but I really love Norman Reedus and I want to do it.
Oh,
Even then, like there are
Hold on.
like
I gotta
like
show you guys something.
I was gonna say really quick, like God
Yeah,
of
go ahead,
War. You can play God of War on PC right now, even though it's not technically on PC because it's on PS Now. So technically, you can't you can play it on PC.
So the exclusive term needs to stop being used so flippantly.
Right,
Yeah,
and that's why I feel like if you call it, yes,
you got the baby.
I got my boyfriend.
Yes.
oh, yeah. I really wanted that, man.
I love you now, Tiffany. I love you so much.
If anybody's watching and they have one, please send Cam one. I see the FOMO on his face.
It's, well, like, it was one of those things. So I'm not like I never really played hard. You know, I never really played a Kojima game until Death Stranding, and I was like, this looks really cool, but I don't know if I'm gonna like the game or not. So I didn't want to commit to getting it and then end up disliking the game. But in hindsight, I do like the game. I haven't finished it. I really need to get back to it. But now I'm just like, I don't have it, and it's a really cool collector's edition.
It's like right now, I think PSN, for people who are watching this live, I think it's $24 with their sale on PS4 going on. So I think it's the right time to snag the game for people who had their opinion about it.
I guess I'm going to try it. It's Norman Reedus, so I'm 100% in.
I'm a huge Mads Mikkelsen fan. He is like seriously like European daddy for me. I loved him in Hannibal.
Yeah,
That's what
he did
I
his
love
thing
him
in Hannibal.
so. Oh my god!
Can I say that he looks?
I can't watch creepy stuff. I can watch zombie
was
stuff,
really
but not
good.
creepy stuff. Like
It was super creepy, so I
so,
get
like,
it.
and
Yeah, it's kind of.
here's my philosophy: anything that could be real, I don't like.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So like serial killer stuff, like there are serial killers out there like actually chopping people up. So I like have to shy away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like so but if it's like zombies and shit, which with I'm like I can handle this because it's like a distance separated. Not that it's not probable, but it's like a distance separated enough for me to do it. It's why Dead by Daylight makes me have like literally I wore a blood pressure monitor during one game of Dead by Daylight because my community wanted me to. And my blood pressure was so high, y'all. I get so scared, and then I start whisper yelling and panicking. It's not.
What if you had the Nintendo Vitality Sister playing that game?
If it ever did that come out?
It never came out.
Right. I was like,
I can't, like, people are like, I'm going to do this horror game. I'm going to be doing this. And I'm like, I will be up late at night having to watch My Little Pony to de-stress after I do this.
You know me, I played nothing. I played nothing but horror games. But on the top of the Death Stranding, I don't think anything, not to say any spoilers, but I really think it's not going to happen, what's happening in the game. So it's very fiction. It's super sci-fi fiction. Yeah, it's Kojima. If you played any Kojima game,
what are Kojima? Okay, can I
no
say
chances.
it? I don't. What are Kojima games?
Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid franchise.
He's a
Dawn of the Enders,
Death Stranding, Bokai. Is that it? That DS, the Game Boy Advance game.
He also did the first Castlevania remake game, which was.
Let me ask you this.
What's that?
Well, Zombie, have you seen Black Mirror?
Yes.
Do you remember the episode where they had the guy go to the game company and he put on that headset? That dude who was the game company head was based off Kojima. Like that's pretty much a real life rendition.
I don't think I've played a Kojima game, y'all.
Metal Gear would be a great start.
Yeah, like I actually started playing through the Metal Gear Solid franchise for the first time. The first one is like, it's fucking one of the best games ever made, to be honest. Like I had my issues with it, like personally. Like I think that, and this is just Kojima in general. He's like he makes the weirdest control schemes in his games.
He does.
But just like playing Metal Gear Solid on the PS1, like
Mhm.
it's one of those games where you just think, how the fuck does this game exist on the PlayStation 1? Like it's just so different, and it's so
some kind of drug or something.
And that's why I said if you want to get an idea of Kojima, Snatcher is this well-known game that he did for the Sega CD.
Yeah.
So you would see.
I did love Sega CD, y'all. It was like my favorite.
Really?
I'm so mad at myself.
I'm telling y'all how old I am right now, which is fine. But every Friday, I got $5 from my grandmother after she would like rack up from her bridge and stuff. Like she would make money, and she would give me $5 in quarters, and I would go to Blockbuster, and I would
those were
spend
the
$5
days.
and do the 2 for $5. So I would get 2 video games for $5, and you'd get them for the whole weekend. And so I would always get Sega CD games. I think I played, there was this one where you were like a detective in space, kind of looked like Fifth Element style, that I was like really big on.
Was it FMV?
And yeah, you were like a detective and you were in space. And then I think Max Payne might have been one, or Max Payne might have been right after that. But there were like 2, but Sega CD was like my big thing that I had for like the longest, probably my longest owned like system that I played the most for middle school.
Kid? Okay.
Yeah, like for middle school, because like I started with an Atari. So
did I.
You're really telling your age right now.
Oh,
It's okay. Like
me and Zombie is probably about the same age. I'm gonna be older than you, Zombie.
I started with an
Okay.
I started
40.
with an
you're
NES.
yeah, you're older than me by a few years.
Yeah, I started with the NES, but I think from my actual memory of actually playing games, my first like real system was the Game Boy. The Game Boy. That's like what I remember. I actually have vivid memories still of playing that system. Like I remember getting an NES and SNES for Christmas. I don't remember playing those at all.
I played Burger Time on the Atari.
God, that game is hard.
Yeah, I had Atari
That was it.
7200. I had the NES. I had 2 Sega Master Systems. I had a Super Nintendo, a TurboGrafx 16, a N64, a Dreamcast.
Your parents were cool.
So y'all had money.
PlayStation 1. PlayStation. Yeah,
your parents were cool.
Oh, my mama knew. As
I
long
will
as
my mom's racist, but she loves some damn video games.
my mama had that Nintendo controller trying to beat the first world of Mario, and right now she has a Switch with all 3 slots of New Super Mario Brothers U completed 100%. I'm just like, are you? Yeah, I had nothing to do.
I'm that mom now. I love being that mom. I love my 4-year-old just started playing hers because my kids all have their Switches now. So like my 4-year-old's playing Secret Neighbor like a junkie on Switch right now. She like loves it. And like she's really she's terrible at it, but like she's having the time of her life, y'all. And she comes in and she's like, "Mom, can you look up Secret Neighbor videos onto YouTube so I can see to know how I'm winning?" Because she wants to like watch playthroughs. And I'm like, "That's amazing. Like you're amazing." My 5-year-old, my 11-year-old, they are the most genius Minecraft creators I've ever seen in my life. Like they do stuff. My 11-year-old wants to be a YouTube creator, so like. She talks to herself while she games, and she like records little videos. I haven't let her put them up yet because I'm like worried about people being racist idiots. But like, she's so talented. She's
what about you, Carl? Side note, like growing up gaming.
Oh, I'm like, Super Nintendo was our first, like that was the family console. It was technically my older sister's, and when I turned 10, I was manipulated by GameStop into selling that system for pennies on the dollar. And I still feel bad. I bought her the Super Nintendo Mini when it came out. And she's still pretty salty though. But yeah, I just remember doing family competitions. We used to play Donkey Kong Country like literally all the time.
Okay,
yeah, good.
Who here had not Tournament Fighters, Turtles in Time for Super Nintendo?
I only played it at a friend's house. I didn't have it.
And I missed the arcade days when you could just go to like the laundromat and like you see a bunch of kids also there, and you like you felt like and your mom would give you a bunch of quarters and be like, hey, I need to go do some laundry. I need to keep you busy. So here's some quarters. Go have fun with the other kids.
I used to take these white boys' money for Street Fighter. I used to take their
the hustle was so
for Street
good.
Fighter. I'd get Chun-Li and just push them in a corner and just go wild and be like, give me all your quarters, all your money. Every time I beat them, I'm like, it's $1 here and just rake it up.
That's how my sister
One of them
plays
became my
Tekken.
best friend, and we're still best friends till this day. We've been friends for 34 years.
Your sister did that Tekken, Carl.
No, she just button mashes, but she does the same thing. Just tries to keep people in the corner.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's what my mom used to do. My mom she got me into gaming very early. She was like, I made a joke to her a long time ago because she used to get nothing but Nintendo systems, and like when we got older and I reminisced about it, I was like, Mom, you're like a Nintendo hoe. You would like get every Nintendo thing. Yeah, she laughed at it. She was very like, I'll let you get away with a couple things once in a while. Here's your ticket. Go ahead and say something stupid.
I couldn't even say bullshit or I was beat to death. Like,
so she was like, she will always like get all these Nintendo systems, and then she got me. I think the thing that really got me into as a gamer was the Sega Genesis, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog. It was the first level of Sonic the Hedgehog, the first game, and it was fighting Robotnik, and I was like really young, and he killed me, and I started to cry. So then my mom walks in, I was like, he killed me, and she goes, well, you pick up the controller and you go again. And I'm like, okay. So I started like really getting better at games at a very young age. I played Rocket Knight Adventure. If anyone knows that game, guys, that's classic. Yes! That game is not easy. That game is not easy.
The game is like Battletoads.
It's like the Battletoads. It's really hard.
Battletoads level 3 broke me as a gamer, and I'm
that level when you are on the right thing.
Yeah,
on
it's
the
level
right
3.
thing, you literally had to focus your eyes on the right side where the thing was coming up. You can't even.
It for me, so I'm just gonna say it. I've never beat that level myself.
I beat it once, and I got because after
I
that,
gave a neighborhood kid $5, and he beat it for me.
I got to where the snakes come out the holes. It was like the 3rd or 4th level of that game.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
that game is rough.
I've been debating playing that game for charity, and I'm not. Don't
do it. It's not worth your life.
So
it's
you
not worth
right, so you modern gamers who love Demon Souls and Bloodborne, play some of the old school classics.
Yeah, I say that. Yep.
Try Mega Man without knowing what the sequence is to fight the bosses, and let's see if you can make it.
I just really like to be stressed out, you know.
I played Dark Souls, man. I love Dark. I played
Dark
the
Souls
first.
Is terrible. I played one level and was done with it. I was done with it.
We got people in the chat saying Lion King was probably their hardest game.
Really? Oh, I just can't wait to be king level. That level will tell you if you are what kind of amount of torture that you like. If you can get past that level,
I probably get past
that level. It's so hard.
Gym where you're underwater and the thing breaks, the glass breaks. That's rough.
Look, try to do the whole NES version of the first Ninja Turtle game after you beat the dam. Good luck. Trying to beat that Technodrome was.
See, we're a bunch of people that enjoy frustration. Clearly,
yeah, for real.
But you know what? It makes us better gamers. It makes us best black gamers.
That's true.
Gotta say that. But before we go, I want to throw it to you guys. What final words would you give to the listeners, to the people who are viewing this, who maybe just now are following you, subscribing to you, in this time that we have it? What do you want to give them to uplift them, for them to show that, you know, be positive if you are coming a content creator, or if you are a content creator or just a gamer in general? What are your final words of uplifting them at this time? Cam, I'm going to start with you.
Oh, don't start with me. I'm thinking.
Okay. Carl?
I gotta throw it back to Tupac then. Just keep your head up, you know. I think it's about the journey. As a friend of mine often says. So I'm thankful to have been here today with all 66 of my YouTube subscribers. And just getting my voice heard and letting smaller content creators know that there's, opportunities for them out there. They just have to stick with it. And more importantly, just keep having fun with your craft, because that's what it is at the end of the day, yours. And if you're not having fun with it and just trying to, make it into a, millions ninja type career, then you probably won't have fun.
Yes. Tiffany, what are your final words?
I say just in the end, regardless of like where you stand and what are you doing currently, just keep climbing, just keep going. The worst part about like living today, and especially in this time, it's like running a track race. You want to keep running, and you see these obstacles in your way, you see these people trying to bring you down. You just need to get past them. You have to just keep going, because us as content creators, we're going to be the people, the voices of these up and comers that want to get into the same business as us, want to create the same things as us, and we have to keep going to inspire them to keep that there's hope, regardless of the color of our skin, that we can be something, regardless of what people may think of us, these racists and cop killers and all this shit that's damn, I cursed again. All this stuff that's happening. So I really want people to just be inspired. If you see like someone like Cam doing good, or someone like myself doing good, or someone like Zombie doing good, I want you guys to understand that there's hope. There's always hope in the future of our people. Just keep going. Don't stop. It's like that Utada song. I always listen to. It's like, I think it was like.
Hold on, which
Utada Hikaru?
I don't care about anything. Don't cook me to match my sooner. It's like, keep trying. Keep trying.
Which
and
album?
It's like. More sunny. It's that song. It's like keep trying.
Is it from her latest album?
No, it's like from her fourth. But it's such a cute song. It's like I listen to it every day. Like it's like, okay, don't give up. Keep pushing forward. Fuck the haters. I swore again. Fuck the haters. And just don't let anyone get you down. Just don't. And if someone is like in your DMs giving you shit, give them a piece of humble pie, or just tell them to fuck off. And then block them. Like you could choose either path, A or B. Whatever the outcome is, your choice in the end. But don't let anyone bring you down. Just keep going, inspire, be the next big voice in this community. Whether it's streaming, voice acting, entertainment, video gaming, anything. Just keep going. Don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. As Lucio would say.
Yes. Cam, are you able?
I gave you guys enough time.
Yeah. I just say, just ignore the haters, man. Just try and don't let anyone knock you down. Don't let anyone discourage you to do what you want to do. Thankfully, I throughout my I'm still relatively new to the industry. I've only been in the industry for a year and like 3 months now, but I've always. Outside of like the random comments, I've been blessed with just like people supporting me and trying to help raise my voice. So don't let any negativity get you down. Just keep yourself motivated, keep yourself pushing, and before you know it, you're gonna be moving forward. You're gonna be getting to where you want to be. So. Just keep things positive, spread love, and you'll get it in return.
I love that.
Zombie. Motivate us.
keep moving forward and keep looking upwards all the time. Like, and realize that no matter what your size of your following is and all that stuff that people like to push on us about social media. Sorry, I just hit this with my cast. Whatever social media is, etc., that doesn't determine your worth or your value. Mm-hmm. And I know that a lot of people get caught up in numbers and do I have reach or do I have this and that? And it's like, don't worry about that in the beginning, and don't even worry about it in the, I don't know, at the end of it. Know your worth, know your value from the door. Make sure you solidify like what your brand is or what your morals are before you hit that stream button and decide you want to like stream or be a content creator. Make sure you have a core set of morals and values, and just let those guide you on your path, and things will fall in the wayside of your path. I've never strayed from the path of representation. Corey, you guys all know that. Like Jesse, Ed, y'all know how I've been from the beginning. I've been very vocal about representation and women of color. Like, you know, that talking about lupus and being very visible with an invisible illness is very important to me. So like, just stay on your path and just reach out and ask for opportunities. Even if you're afraid people will say no, the worst that can happen is that somebody says no to you, but to be used to rejection is good. It's healthy to learn to take rejection, because it's going to happen. Because if y'all knew how many people before this podcast turned me down for anything, you know, even though I was about to be a partner on Mixer, like people still turn me down for all kinds of, just like the most minimal stuff. I haven't been getting opportunities. And now, you know, I'm probably not getting a ton, but I'm still getting some. And to me, that's great. Like, before I had this opportunity to be on Spawn on Me, I still stood on the same level of morals that I have now. I still have the same brand that I have now. And going forward, I think it's important, as Black content creators in particular, that we work with companies that echo our voice, you know, like our morals, and uplift our voices, and not just when it's convenient for them. They need to have like a record of doing these things, and be careful, because just a retweet and stuff like that is powerful. Our voices and our opinions and our culture matters. Our culture is the most copied culture in the world.
Amen.
We are the most influential in the world. They want to look like us. They want to have bodies like us. They want to listen to our music. They want to dance like us. They want everything. So before you go co-signing anything, realize that your stuff, like no matter if you're big or small, has value. And your check mark of these companies have value. So don't let them use you right now. And if you do, make sure that you're running that ball, like I said earlier, to throw it back. You're running it as far as you can for the next person to pick it up. And that's what I want to leave you guys on. I love you guys. I want to thank everybody for coming on the show. I want to thank Ed in his church clothes for letting me co-host with him.
You leave his church clothes alone. He's just well dressed.
I just like his church clothes, okay?
Thank you. I had
He
to
looks
give my
nice.
final word. Thank you. But I would like to say to everybody, first and foremost, thank you to everybody who has joined us on the stream, who has, you know, vibed with us, who has made a comment. You know, first of all, thank you, Jesse and Corey, for monitoring the chat. You know, the craziness came out. I know nothing about it because you guys were on the ball. Thank you guys for, like, really, to everybody who's watching, find a support system. People who are going to support you, whether that's family or friends, or even just other people who have the same interests like you on social media. You always want a good support system if you're going to get into content creativity. Always go in positive with a mindset of having fun. Whether you mess up, whether you do it perfect, whether you feel like, oh no, I'm dying a lot, you know, whatever you do, it go in there with laughs, go in there with having fun, because you will actually be entertaining and meet new people through fun. And there's going to be some people who are going to laugh at you about your skill and stuff, or say things about what you're doing. But like Zombie said, keep going. Stay strong, carry that ball all the way. Because guess what? When you're making content, whether it's for yourself or for others, be proud that you are making it. And while everything that's going on, there are other Black people, other races who need content to make them feel good. One of my Twitter friends that I just met, like Chris V, you know, he did a house mix yesterday. I'm a Chicago house head. So whether
I love Chicago house. Whew.
Yes, whether I listen to DJ Funk, Waxmaster, some album called Master Tracks, whatever, hard house, deep house, ghetto house, whatever. I've been having the mindset of vibing real good and dancing and stuff, and thinking about how Streets of Rage 2 played a part in me loving house music, and how Chest Shapes and Beats, I still talk about that, about Forza Horizon 4, the house mix from UK and stuff, and just like how dance music has been keeping me positive and make me want to continue to podcast and continue to write and stuff and put me in good vibe. Me and Jesse, we talk about music almost every day. And so having that good one, and we did a 1v1 with John Tyler Starr, and learning from him and stuff, and having those opportunities to talk to various people and stuff, it makes me feel good that I'm doing this work. And whether someone sees it or not, I'm proud of the work that I'm doing, and hopefully it will touch somebody and inspire somebody, or make their day feel good if they go and look for that person. It's always good. We want to continue, definitely with Black voices, definitely with Black content creators. We want to continue to have a safe space, and we want to expand so that we can showcase that other Black people, and just anyone who wants to get in, that if you love our work, you could do it too. It takes time and it takes efforts. It's gonna be more downs than more ups. But you know what? Every down that you get is a learning experience. You learn from it, you rebound from it, and you go up. And that's what this kind of talk was. It's just like uplifting through our creativity. So whether we write, whether we podcast, whether we make a tweet, whether we do a GIF, whether we on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, we want to continue to inspire you guys. Yes, it is a difficult moment for different races. A lot of white people are not understanding. Some people are rejecting it.
Yep.
Some people are being called out. But this is showcasing why voice matter, and why Black voices matter, and our lives matter. And through our content, we want to continue talking. We want the conversation to happen. First and last of all, we want everybody to feel welcome. And when you make someone feel welcome, whether they are new to it or not, making them feel welcome makes them feel part of the conversation. And when you make someone feel like they're part of the conversation, they enjoy what's going on. Now, the feedback might be crazy, but when you make them feel like they're part of the conversation, you know that your work is good. So with that, everybody, we're going to get into plugs. Cam, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at The Cinephile Guy, and I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/The Cinephile Guy. You can follow Dualshockers at Dualshockers on Twitter and dualshockers.com.
Carl, where can we find you?
I am on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all under Carl MF. That's Carl with a C. Got some Skeletech gameplay impressions and a review coming up today, actually. So check it out.
Zombie, where can we find you?
I'm ZombaeKillz on all socials. Twitter, Twitch, Mixer, which is dead.
Wow.
Y'all can find me anywhere.
Tiffany, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at _Tiffany Witcher, Instagram _Tiffany Witcher, TiffanyWitcher.com, and Twitch, you can find me at Tiffany Witcher for my social plugs.
You guys can find Jesse at Phantom NXS. You can find Corey at Iron Corey in HD 713. I may have said it wrong, but you can find him here on
He's like that. It's totally wrong, bud.
Corey is so used to Ed and Corey having differences, he just accepts it as part of life at this point.
You can find me on Twitter at ThatRichardCode. You can check out Boss Rush Games on our website, bossrushgames.com. Check us out on YouTube at Boss Rush Games. Check out our podcast, Boss Rush Podcast, Arsenal X, Nintendo Power Block, 1v1, Standard Definition, and more. Everybody, thank you for listening. Also, thank you to Shaw Malone and Megan Green. Thank you guys for also being in the chat and checking out and joining our community, joining the team. Want to give you guys a shout out too, because you guys do phenomenal work and you really support us, and we love that. With that, everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Be strong. Be kind to one another. as always, let's play games and be better. Should we all throw a black fist or something? I don't know.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. And with that, everybody, we will see you next time when we have another Black Lives Matter panel. With that, everybody, see you later. Bye.
Bye.